And, I lived in Malibu for years, and, in Malibu, you're cut off from everything. I mean, there's two roads going into Malibu, and then there's Pacific Coast Highway. Now, once you're there, it's easy to keep people out, but once you're in there, you really can't get out. And it was one of the reasons I moved there. And one of my neighbors just died yesterday, Farrah Fawcett, who I knew as an acquaintance, and knew lots of people like her. The poor soul died a miserable death, which I don't think anybody deserves. Anyway, I knew her lover, Ryan O'Neill, as well, and the others. But anyway, that's a social situation, and it's coming to a head, as Al says.
And it's not just coming to a head. It's not just coming to a head by accident or by oversight. As you pointed out, this has been funded by, you mentioned the Ford Foundation, you've mentioned Rockefeller earlier in this, people in positions of power and wealth in this country who you would the average American would expect to be helping to defend this country, enrich it, and empower it. They've actually been working to take it down, and that includes the treasonous whores in the cat house on the Potomac, who are facing the problem today. They want to take the money from the Johns, meaning the wealthy bankers. They want to give them money, and they want to put out by betraying the American people. But the people are a little bit hot about it, making phone calls. So our congressmen are going to have a tough choice. Shall they engage in treason for money, or shall they do what's right to get reelected? Very difficult choice for these people. But my point, this country is being destroyed with the complicity of its own government.
And the people behind the government who control that government.
Exactly.
But in the end, if that sort of thing happens, as I said, we'll lose half the population. But I can promise you one thing. The people who are doing this to us are not going to get away. They are not going to win. They're going to lose. And I talk about this on every program, just to let them know we're not going to give up. We're going to fight until the bitter end, and we're going to take them out on the way. So if they think they're going to enslave America, they're mistaken. They're not going to. They're going to lose all of their power and all of their wealth, and that will probably last for 3 or 4 generations before they get going again to do it all over again.
Well, it won't be fun for anybody. I mean, this will be a situation if, in a worst-case scenario, no one will enjoy will enjoy what happens. It'll be dangerous for everyone, and on one level, we shall all regret it. I don't doubt that. But one of the most important things you can begin to do, perhaps, is learn to identify your own enemies. You folks are going to have to learn to recognize who is really taking this country down. And whether this is happening by accident or by intent, you're going to have to recognize and you're going to have to remember. And if you're not willing to do that, I guarantee they're just going to keep at it until they get what they want. I think what we're going to want here shortly is probably a commercial break. I'm not absolutely certain what time we're going to break here. I'm looking at the clock, and I never seem to know exactly when we...
Well, you need an atomic clock.
Well, it's not so much an atomic clock. I need to know for sure when the radio station is going to announce that we've got 30 seconds to go. But let me just... Well, we've got a couple seconds here. Just remind you folks that the program Financial Survival is brought to you by Discount Gold and Silver at 1-800-375-4188 for all your gold and silver coin needs. And remind you also, we'll give you a little more information on this when we start the second half of the program. If you call Discount Gold and Silver, you can get a free copy of Bob Chapman's International Forecaster. Again, 1-800-375-4188. And Bob, I'm not sure. I think we've got perhaps a minute left. No, it isn't. We've got 30 seconds left. Something you want to put in there for 30 seconds?
No, I'll do it after we come back.
All right. Well,
I get two questions here. How many do you have?
Oh, I don't know. I got plenty of comments. I've probably got about 3 or 4 questions, to tell you the truth.
Oh, good.
All right. We'll have plenty of questions, and there's plenty more to talk about. So in any case, this is Financial Survival brought to you by Discount Gold and Silver, and I and Bob Chapman will be right back. Please stay tuned.
And mercy.
Hi, folks. I'm Alfred Addis. This is Financial Survival brought to you by Discount Gold and Silver, 1-800-375-4188 for gold coins, silver coins, something you should have if you believe that we're coming into an economic crisis, perhaps even a catastrophe. You're going to need that as part of your survival mechanism. Let me see where we are. We want to remind you that if you can get a complimentary copy of Bob Chapman's International Forecaster, if you'll call Discount Gold and Silver, 1-800-375-4188. Ask for the International Forecaster, and they'll send one out to you. And Bob, here, you can give us a little more description of the International Forecaster and what they can expect to receive.
The forecast is about business, finance, economics, and social and political issues all over the world. We publish via Internet on Wednesday and Saturday, and it usually runs around 35 or 40 pages each time. We also have a hard copy for those who do not have Internet, and so that they can, receive the information as well. The site address for the forecaster is theinternationalforecaster.com. The International Forecaster.com. If you'd like to contact us by email because you have a question or want to get a free copy as well, that address is Bob, B-O-B, at INTFORECASTER.com. Bob at intforecaster.com.
All right. Do you have any questions that you want to respond to right now, Bob, or shall I take this?
No, I have two.
Go ahead.
And we'll do them first. Incidentally, for those of you who are interested, the gold and silver shares are off slightly today. This is from Robert. And if the government changes the gold the way FDR did, what will this do to the gold price and prices of other things? First of all, the price of gold will go up. Went up 150% in 1932, and in 33, the price was pegged at a higher level after the confiscation, in which the government only got about 25% of the gold in the public's hands. And the prices of other things could go up or down. It depends upon the conditions. So I can't answer that because there's too many difficult factors to factor in. As far as the second question by Bosco, could you discuss life insurance issues? And I have been advocating people move out of policies that they have into 20-year level term or 10-year level term. And it's pure insurance for the most part. And move out of the cash value life and universal life type policies, as well as annuities, because they are invested in the stock market and the bonds as well. And I expect the stock market to go down, and I expect that the bonds will go down as well as interest rates move up. And so I don't think that's a good place to be anymore. It's the same thing with the stock market. I think it's going lower. And so it would affect those two, the people in the market, and other things as well. The only exception to that would be gold and silver shares should be held. And I think that capsulizes my feelings on insurance right now. We get a lot of questions in that area. And, it's a tough one to have to tell people that they've got a problem, and that problem is that they may lose a lot of money in their policies, and I've already seen it. I mean, I've seen one policy for $250,000 that was worth $135,000, and so you don't want that to happen to you. And so what you're doing in these policies, these cash value policies, is you're playing the market, and I don't think that's your intention. So what do you got, Al?
Well, I've got a comment here from Bill Wakeman, one of your subscribers. He wrote and he said he's talking